ambition, no superstition, I know. Take all your inhibition, let go. Baby, I got a vision of love, yeah. Oh, when I'm on a mission to make you feel original. Got me drunk tonight on a throwback vibe and I feel the magic.
Hi everyone, welcome to SNEC's virtual Telok Ayer tour. On behalf of SNEC, I would like to welcome you all to Telok Ayer. Today, we will be taking you to the various places in Telok Ayer, each possessing its own charm.
For the best tour experience, please switch your phones to silent mode and pay close attention to the information that we will be sharing with you.
Last but not least, we hope that you will enjoy this tour.
Amoy Street got its name from Amoy, a port in Fujian province, and during the colonial period, Amoy Street was noted for the opium smoking dens in the region. The street is also known as Free School Street in light of the various philanthropic educational institutions in the area, which includes Tri Ing School as well as the first Anglo-Chinese school in Singapore. Some of the landmarks of the area include the Tian Hock Keng Temple, which we will be visiting later, as well as the Fu Tak Chi Temple, which has been converted into a museum. Scan the QR code below to find out more about Amoy Street, and around me you will see a vibrant collection of historical shophouses. Speaking of which, Amoy Street is unique in how it features shophouses belonging to the various eras of architectural design, including the early, transitional, late transitional and art deco styles. The early shophouse style was prevalent from 1840 to 1900, with the transitional style being prevalent from the 1900s all the way up to the 1940s. From the 1940s onwards, there was a shift towards the art deco shophouse style, and finally, the modern style took off during the 1960s. Scan the QR code below to find out more about these shophouses. Hello everyone, we are now at the number 77, 78 and 80 shophouses, which are great examples of the late transitional style. Commissioned by the Art Link and 8M Real Estate, a massive artwork of a dragon by Singaporean artist Chris Chai can be found in the exterior of a shophouse along Telok Ayer. Upon first glance, the mural comes across as a standard oriental dragon, but upon closer examination, you will realize that it is much more than just that. Mr. Chai wanted to construct a mural that he felt was culturally appropriate and thus took inspiration from the history and heritage of the area itself. The dragon itself was inspired by the dragons that embellished the doors and rooftop of the Tian Hock Keng Temple, while the fish that swim across the mural are artistically extracted from the fish lantern statues in Telok Ayer Green Park. Do the tiles look familiar? These mosaic tiles are actually comprised of 6 different Peranakan tiles which can be found in the area, reflecting its unique cultural heritage. A lot of effort was invested into the creation of the mural, with Mr. Chai having to convert the Peranakan style tiles into handmade stencils before spray painting over them onto the wall. From a more artistic perspective, there's really a balance of chaos and control that's really a sight to behold. Scan the QR code here to find out more about the artwork. And do you know this is not the only mural in Telok Ayer? Now let's head over to the Tian Hock Keng mural right down the street.
Located within a stone's throw from the dragon mural, the Tian Hock Keng mural is another sight to behold. This mural spans an enormous 44 meters and is also created by another homegrown artist, Yip Yew Chong. This mural illustrates the hopes and dreams our ancestors had, as well as the trials and tribulations they faced. If we look here on the right, we can see how the Hokkien immigrants began their journey when they left China to venture to Singapore, the land of opportunities. The boats that you can see here are the Chinese junks, depicting Chinese immigrants from Fujian, China, saying goodbye to their families to sail to Nanyang to find work.
In this scene, you can see the Chinese immigrants arriving in Singapore near Chinatown. Chinatown is a place where most Chinese immigrants lived and worked, along with other races such as Malays, Indians and Europeans. If you look closely enough, you can see Tian Hock Keng temple here as well. In this scene, you can see typical Chinatown shophouses along Amoy Street, as well as the living quarters of the immigrants. You can also see the Hokkien Hui Guan here, which was founded to provide welfare and assistance to early immigrants regardless of their race or religion. Now, we come to the center of the mural. This is an event known as the procession, to welcome the arrival of the statue of Mazu goddess from Fujian in 1840. As seen from the mural, this procession is witnessed by all races with excitement. The Chinese characters you can see here are 波静南明, meaning gentle waves over the South Seas. You may wonder, what is the significance of these words? In 1907, China Qing Dynasty's Emperor Guangxu presented a plaque with these words to Tian Hock Keng Temple. One can also see some of the community projects, such as the construction of the Tan Tock Seng Hospital in 1844 to provide medical care. In this scene, you will see schools depicted here, providing education for children. These schools are also commonly used as wedding sites. This structure in the center depicts the gate for the Nanyang University, a Chinese university built in 1955. It is the precursor to today's Nanyang Technological University. In our last scene of the mural, we see an impression of the Singapore River, with cargo carrying bumboats of Boat Quay. One can also see some Sui women laying bricks in the construction of buildings. Skyscrapers and modern landmarks such as Malayan and Esplanade are present in the backdrop, a reflection of our modern Singapore.
Telok Ayer Green is a small park with sculptures depicting the festival activities of early Chinese immigrants in Singapore. Did you know, before the Chinese arrived in Telok Ayer, there was a small Malay community living in this area? Fishing was their livelihood, and they made their homes in kelong huts on stilts over the water. However, in 1819, they were moved elsewhere under the Raffles Town Plan as the British designated Telok Ayer as a Chinese area. Now, their heritage is remembered in a small green spot at the center of the street, the Telok Ayer Green. As seen here, it is between two heritage buildings, the Tian Hock Keng Temple and the Nagor Jaga Shrine. This serene space has lots of historical significance. Interestingly, the design of the park takes after the contours of the original shoreline of Telok Ayer, and over here, this set of sculptures depicts a sampan, a wooden boat used to ferry goods, an Indian milk trader and a Chinese lantern procession to represent the trade and way of life in the early days of Singapore. What do you think the lives of the early migrants were like? Do remember to record your thoughts down in the booklet.
We have now come to the end of part 1. You may take the time during this intermission to hydrate or head to the toilet. We will commence part 2 shortly.